With me now is Heritage Foundation Senior Legal Fellow Hans von Spakovsky. It's great to have you back on. Okay, we've got Hunter Biden out with a new book. He claims he wouldn't do it again, getting paid a lot of money to sit on the board of that Ukrainian gas company, even though he had no energy sector experience, because he claims partisan politics. Really? He's yet to divest his 10% stake in a Chinese equity fund like his father said he would. Do you believe him here?
You know, what's so shocking about that is that he still doesn't admit or acknowledge the complete conflict of interest and ethical problems raised by the fact that he got a job paying him millions of dollars from this Ukrainian energy company, and he basically is admitting the only reason he got it was because his father was the vice president supervising our country's diplomatic and trade relationship with the Ukraine. So he doesn't see a problem with that and the fact that it could affect the wealth of the Biden family.
He's also claiming, Hunter Biden is claiming in his new book, that he's, quote, not like Eric Trump or Donald Trump Jr., that Hunter is saying he got where he is at on his own. If that were true, then why does Hunter Biden then turn around and say, quote, the Biden last name was considered gold by that Ukraine gas firm, and that having the name Biden at that Ukraine company was, quote, an FU to Russian President Vladimir Putin?
Well, you know, he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. I mean, he was profiting because of who he was and the potential influence he had with his father, the vice president. And the fact that he hasn't divested himself of his ownership now in that Chinese company and investment firm means that the key decisions being made by the president, again, on our trade could potentially affect the wealth or profit or loss of members of the president's own family, like Hunter Biden. Again, I can't think of a worse or more strategic conflict of interest that sets up.
Yeah, even the State Department under President Obama was concerned about it. Officials in the State Department said there were conflicts of interest here. And it was a real concern. Those concerns came out during the impeachment hearing. On to what reports coming in that the criminal prosecutor John Durham is reportedly not finding issues with Obama-era intelligence officials in his probe into the abuses of the Trump-Russia probe, but he's doing grand jury subpoenas and doing witness interviews about alleged abuses still by FBI officials under James Comey. He's still looking into that. What's taking so long?
Well, we don't really know. I mean, on the one hand, it could be because this was such a complex scheme and he's got to investigate and talk to a lot of people. On the other hand, you know, it might raise questions about, is he getting all of the resources he needs to thoroughly investigate that? But unfortunately, he's not commenting, so we don't know which of those two is true.
Yeah, former President Trump has been frustrated, releasing a statement asking, where is John Durham? Durham's investigation has now lasted longer than the Mueller probe. I mean, so the witness interviews, grand jury subpoenas, I mean, this is sort of like, you know, where have you been, John Durham? How come it's taking so long when the information seems to be out there with Department of Justice Inspector General reports, multiple findings there? That, you know, and also that the use of the anti-Trump Steele dossier was used to, you know, get FISA warrants, but the FISA court wasn't fully told about what was happening there. Your final word on this?
Yeah, a lot of this investigation was already done, as you point out, by the IG report, and it pointed out serious abuse of the FISA statute and FBI agents, in essence, misleading and lying to the court in a way that should not have happened and needs to be prosecuted.
All right, Hans von Spakovsky, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Come back soon.